With this video, we will be doing Lil Wayne ghostwriting exposed. And if you want to help this channel and the content that we making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. And the only way we're going to do this is if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go. Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
What's poppin', yo? You know why I'm here.
Poppin'?
I know why you're here. We gotta talk about Lil Wayne.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Lil Wayne.
Reference track that just dropped, the Drake I'm Single one from I'm Not a Human Being.
Okay.
2010.
That was crazy. I posted on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's Trey TV from the BX, the same as the channel name. But I posted it and it broke my heart to know that that song wasn't written by Wayne. That song was one of my best songs from Lil Wayne. And then to hear that Drake wrote it, I mean, it really didn't matter, but it made me have to look at Lil Wayne a little bit different, knowing he had a ghostwriter.
Yeah, that's crazy to me because I'm sitting here like, what?
Yeah.
He wrote what?
I'm single for the night because I'm single.
Yeah, that's
that
crazy.
Song. Drake wrote it. Whole reference track. Drake singing the whole thing out.
That's wild.
Facts.
That is one of my faves.
Yeah.
I haven't. Maybe it's probably been a week since I've dropped anything on this channel. I've been working on other stuff, but I'm gonna be completely honest.
Lil Yachty.
I've been distraught.
Yeah,
you know
me
how
too.
in Japan, the U.S. hit them with two. They hit one city with the nuke, then bam, they hit another city with the nuke. So you couldn't even process the first one before you got hit by the second one.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like happened to me last week. Like for example, like someone just hit you with a leg kick, you just fall. You're like one knee down, and then he just knees you in the head. And you're in the octagon like, yo, what just happened? You don't know if you won, you don't know if you lost, you don't even know if you were fighting anymore. And that's what it felt like. The two things I'm talking.
That's what it felt like to me too. Because those songs unanimous with the artist. Like I'm Single is like one of Lil Wayne songs. Same way when it happened with Drake with Mob Ties. That's one of the songs I put with Drake that I put him on a level that I put him on. And then to find out that's not their work, you have to look at the artist different.
This like damn. Even no matter how many, because Wayne catalog crazy.
Yeah.
But still, that to be that one of that song be one of the ones that's kind of like damn. Little.
And then it'd be like if that song was somebody wrote it. What about you? Gotta call the whole catalog. The songs that sound different, the songs that sound kind of like that with the harmonizing, the rock and roll songs, like anything you went outside of yourself, we have to question it.
Well, that's interesting to look back.
Yeah.
Real talk.
About is one, we get that Ye lawsuit. Oh man,
It's
and
crazy.
then
Holy.
sure, everything's alleged and it's a civil lawsuit, all that, and that will be a topic for another video. I'm actually recording that immediately after
Holy,
this. So it's
not
not one of those
easy.
ones where I'm like, I might leave this for another time. Usually I'm saying I might. This one, it will come out.
Holy.
But then I get the Lil Wayne news, and
it's crazy.
man, I was just sick to my stomach. You ever feel like a pit in your stomach? Like, this is the greatest rapper. We're gonna give some context to everything. We're going to give some theories why I believe this released, and we're going to get down to it. Do we have to dismiss Lil Wayne? That's, oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I've been running this.
It's definitely not gonna dismiss Lil Wayne, but it's like if you was around for that time when Lil Wayne became who Lil Wayne was in our eyes around the Carter 3, when he was just dropping mixtape after mixtape, they was all just press play and just let him play, and he was killing it. And then when you heard that, you'd be like, why would this guy ever need a ghostwriter? Because look at the material that he's given us. So that's why I put that pit in the bottom of your stomach, because it's like, yo, we thought you would never have a ghostwriter, and it came out that Drake wrote that song.
Yeah, in any instance.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Through my head, I've had this conversation with one person. So you guys are the second people that are going to have to endure this, pretty somewhat of a monologue, but I feel like we're conversating. That's kind of how I present in these videos. Like I'm just talking to somebody. So first off, why did this drop? I'm almost certain somebody from Drake's camp dropped this reference track, because there's no reason why it didn't come out yet. It's been 14 years, maybe 15 years. I'm Not a Human Being dropped in 2010. 15 years for a Wayne reference track to drop when we haven't gotten any Wayne reference track before this, or if we have, it's been a very long time. I don't even remember any Wayne. We get more Wayne leaks than reference tracks, or at least back in the day. We haven't really gotten Wayne leaks. since, I don't know, Martin Shkreli bought the original Carter 5. Why would Drake's camp leak this? This is my belief, my theory. Keep that in mind.
A lot of people saying like they think like Drake had something to do with it because everybody was talking about how you gonna call yourself a GOAT and you're a ghostwriter. I mean, you got ghostwriters, and he was like, "Y'all played Wayne a GOAT." He got ghostwriters too. It's almost like y'all talking about me, but what about this person? You end up telling on someone else, just to take some of the light off you, and it look like that's this kind of situation, or that's a narrative that's being painted about the situation in the reference track, because we have never ever heard a reference track from Lil Wayne ever, and then you're going through this with Kendrick, and now reference track with your voices is now leaking out.
Everybody's trying to put the light on everybody at this point. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you had dropped one raisin in a potato chip bag. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said, "Yo, I might have ghostwriters, but I written stuff for some of your greatest because we know that he wrote. We now know he wrote something for Lil Wayne, and we know he wrote stuff for Kendrick. I mean for Kanye. So he's letting my pen is official too. Yeah, I don't just steal.
I think Drake needs some. Hey, this guy can actually write news to hit. Because now everyone's just been looking at it like, damn, dog, we're getting reference track after reference track after reference track after full track that you take. Hey, yo, are you actually writing anything? Are you doing anything? Not to mention the freestyle that Drake did on what was it? Hot 97? No, Funk Flex. Yeah, the one he did on Funk Flex. That started to go. No, not Funk Flex. Yeah. Who am I thinking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. It's the one that is where he's trying to rap off the BlackBerry. That is a struggle.
That is a struggle. Did you see that? Yeah. That was crazy. He was running back. Matter of fact, we'll do it next time. We'll get him next time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't Tim Westwood, although I know his Tim Westwood freestyle wasn't the greatest either. It was one of those. Hot 97, I'm pretty sure it was. I don't know why it's escaping me right now, even though I might be correct. So there's that freestyle that comes out. It's just been bad news all over. And people are starting to say, yo, does Drake write anything? And then this drops, and it kind of makes you think, oh, whoa, maybe he was writing a lot more for Wayne. Yeah. Which, I don't know. Like, we got to take into consideration, right? Keep in mind,
I mean, like you said, once you know about that single track, then he was around Lil Wayne. He was doing a lot of harmonizing. So any of them harmonizing type songs have to be called into question now, because that harmonized song that we all loved you for came from Drake.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? I'm almost interested to search into how much hands-on he had on some of those projects.
The facts.
Yeah, because if he put his hands on it, you'll be able to look into it. Yeah, I think that's interesting.
Definitely.
Or is it just that one? Or
it's
never just one.
It's never just one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Like, we got to take into consideration, right? Yeah. Keep in mind, there will be no excuses here, but we have to contextualize and we have to be fair. Yeah, that's what I'm here to do. Yeah. I'm Single was on I'm Not a Human Being. That song, was it a hit song? Yes. I wouldn't say so. Not to mention, when we're talking about ghostwriting, right? Ghostwriting means somebody doesn't get any credit for the song. Drake was on this song. And Drake got writing credit. Does that mean that we believe Lil Wayne was rapping the reference for Drake on the hook? I don't know. The song I'm Single just seems like it was entirely a Drake song.
It sounded like a Drake song,
and then he just told Wayne to do the part on the chorus and gave it to him. Yeah. And this is where things get a little bit hazy, because a lot of the issue with Drake is that this guy gets reference tracks or tracks from other people. Not only did he, I think he does credit them. I don't know if he started crediting them after the situation with Quentin Miller, but they're not features. That's for sure, for the most part. Except maybe Party Next Door, but we haven't gotten a reference track that Drake was on, that the other individual was also on. And this is why it gets a little bit shaky, because is Drake a ghostwriter if he's featured on the song and he has writing credits? But also, he would have had writing credits.
You could be both.
See, because this sound different. This almost sound like I wrote a song and perform it, as opposed to I wrote a verse and I'm giving it to you. Yeah. It's only two different things.
That whole song is a Drake vibe. Like Drake, you could tell Drake created all of that. That was all him. Yeah. He gave it to Lil Wayne. It's just easy to tell when you hear the song and then you hear the reference track. It's easily a Drake track, especially around that time.
Yeah, you can just catch the vibe.
Yeah.
Credits either way because he's a feature on the song. So this is where I'm looking at it like, okay, I don't like this. Keep in mind,
Facts.
I'm single. I didn't even really care for that song too much when it dropped. It doesn't change anything, though. But it makes me think, yo, did Drake write the hook for Lil Wayne's right above it, too? Because that was the biggest song off of I'm Not a Human Being. I got to look at it like, okay. So now, it disrupts my peace of mind, which is what I had with Lil Wayne. Granted, when you listen to I'm Single, you're like, okay, this sounds like Drake. A bunch of people say they weren't surprised. Sure, but it just opens the floodgates. What else has Lil Wayne had help with? Has Lil Wayne had help with his bars? I don't know. The way Wayne, his process, we've seen his process on the documentary, in the Carter documentary. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. The guy's a machine. He raps a similar type of way. He's consistently rapped that way. His flow doesn't change too much. Those are pretty much the hallmark of somebody that doesn't have a writer or get reference tracks very often. But if someone's constant...
I think, like, you could kind of tell if someone had a writer when they just doing stuff outside the normal what they got. Like he said, Wayne give you a bunch of bars and all that. Yeah, we know that's Wayne. But we talking like the harmonizing stuff. Like he had to call everything. Like I said, anything that's harmonizing now around that time, you have to call into question because that was Drake's style at that time.
It's just he been doing so much for so long. Like, and like he switches his flows. He has harmonies going. Yeah. He has auto-tune sometimes. Like he's done a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's why you said you got to kind of call it into question now because it's like, was you coming up with all these styles or was you the influence of Drake becoming who Drake became?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Constantly switching up their style. They've always got a new flow. They've always got... They're reinventing themselves, quote unquote, all the time. Facts. And they try to put it out there that it's all them. They usually have a writer. That was Drake. Or they're getting reference tracks. And people like Eminem, people like Lil Wayne, when it came to their bars, they sounded Jay-Z even. Sounded the same. And you're like, okay, this is the same identity that's rapping. We don't know that for sure, though.
Yeah.
And that's where this really bothers me. I will have to say that there are new rules. Looks like hooks. Are we going to give people passes for hooks? Because we've never looked...
There is no new rules and there is no passes. Someone did it, say that they did it, and just put it out there. It's a problem when it's hidden, no one knows.
That'd be the major issue, because it's like you're not even giving that person the credit.
Yeah.
Like, real talk.
Look at Lil Wayne like, yo, you're the hook guy. You're the chorus guy. You're the melody guy. Drake, we have. So people coming about with this whole... well, we know Drake wrote all his bars, so he's still a top... in the game. What? Potentially.
Oh, man.
Now in a conversation for another video. But with Lil Wayne, man, I think he's got an asterisk. I'm keeping an eye on him. He's in a probation period. We'll put it that way. And it really hurts me to say this. I don't know. It hurts me more than any...
You got to put an asterisk next to it because we just keeping everything real. We just calling everything even. If we're going to say something about Drake with it, we have to say something about Lil Wayne. And we're going to have more coming in the future of people doing stuff like this too because, I mean, it's the only way to be unbiased and we see it and we know about it. We have to call it out.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. I'm going to look into it a lot, especially in that time period. But, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Y'all know Wayne is the GOAT. Wayne is my GOAT when it comes to rapping.
Yeah.
Rapping. Wayne is my GOAT. I like Lupe Fiasco too, but when it comes to someone whose music I've consumed more than anybody else as a rapper, and I love his style, just kind of like everything about Wayne, that's my GOAT. So for me to do this, it's difficult. I can't completely write him off because we've seen him work. We haven't seen Drake work. We haven't really seen a quote-unquote vlog, like behind the scenes of how Drake's process works in the studio. How does he come up with his bars? We haven't ever seen that. Some people are alleging, hey, he isn't coming up with them. Come on. At one point, he had to. Maybe now he doesn't.
Right.
But I'm not willing to dismiss the guy entirely. That's not cool. As for Lil Wayne, I'm going to keep my eye out on any more reference tracks. As of now... we got to put a little asterisk.
A little asterisk.
Keep an eye. He's on probation.
Yeah.
Until further notice.
Yeah.
Do I still have him as the GOAT rapping-wise?
One of them.
That's to be determined.
One of them.
But for now, yes. Because the only thing we've got...
If they had a Mount Rushmore, his head's going up there.
Yeah. There's no way you cannot put him on him. He, led the spark for so many rappers to come out of the Young Thugs, the Futures. It just so much came from this guy, the Gunners of the world. He just produced so many artists out of him.
Yeah, I'm saying like we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Nah. It's still, man. Like,
yeah. It's an asterisk there.
It's
an asterisk there.
Gotten proof of is that I'm single song. Man, well, why did Drake have to do this? Whoever leaked this, sincerely, I hope you have a bad rest of your week because you ruined my week with that. Man, this actually just reminded me. Yeah, this is like when you have traumatic memories come up. Yeah. Remember when that conspiracy theory was going around that Gutta, who was always on Wayne features. That was his whole career. He was
writing for Wayne.
They were saying that the reason why his career didn't take off is because he was just writing songs for Wayne.
Yeah.
Now that's entering my mind again. I'm like, yo, did they have a point there? Now people are going to talk about the whole, but they talked about the guilt.
And that's the thing about when you get one reference track, it now open up Pandora's box where people, since we wasn't there, we have to call everything into question. Like he's about to say, Lady's about to talk about Gilly. Gilly was talking about he was writing for Wayne. So now it's like, it might put a little bit of validity to what they saying.
Just a little bit.
Again, I'm like, yo, did they have a point there? Now people are going to talk about the whole, but they talked about the Gilly thing. Listen, we're not talking about Gilly the kid over here or his rapping.
Why do Gilly like that?
Comes to he's like, we're not even talking about that. As a potential theory, then I know it's over. But yeah, there's just that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed.
Let's get it.
This is Lamar Wilson here representing Ghetto Action News Network _ all lower cases.
No spaces.
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook. When you do leave some comments, scroll the page, have some fun, and come back. I'm going to get right into this.
Let's get it.
You know what? 2024 is
Cat Williams called it.
Yeah, he did. Let's say Lil Wayne's ghostwriting exposed. I thought it was just gonna say he was writing for Drake or something. Now they're saying it's the total opposite. I'm like, well, damn, it's crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised it went both ways.
Well, I'm sure it went the other way because we know, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, I didn't think it went that way. You know?
Yeah, no one did.
No, like why would I? And then especially to find out is that song single, I'm like, dang, that was one of them bangers.
Yeah, it was.
Like for real, but now I gotta look back and start. You know what I mean?
Question everything.
This is a fun time when you get to look back and really look at the credits. I mean, I used to do it with CDs and stuff like that, but not quite as much. As streaming started, you just try to keep up with the technology. But this is wild, man. Everybody seemed like they got a hit or two that you know what I'm saying.
That came from somewhere else.
What you think?
I think it's a crazy situation. We heard a lot of reference tracks. We never thought we heard a reference track on one of Lil Wayne's songs, special banger like that. It was definitely, I know exactly where I was at when I heard that song for the first time because it had that type of impact on me. When the video came out, it was over with. It was one of my favorite Lil Wayne songs, still one of my Lil Wayne favorite songs. And like you said, it's crazy to know that it came for Drake, but you gotta give Drake some credit. We know Drake had wrote from other people and he have got stuff rented from him, and like he said, with this stuff coming out, it looks like it's just more than him. We can't just point the finger at Drake. It's looks like it's a lot of this going on in this industry. It's not the industry we came up with. This wasn't allowed. It seemed like it's definitely allowed, and people are doing it. And if this happened with Drake doing this to Lil Wayne and doing it for Kanye West, it seemed like if he like the other greats can do it, why can I not do it? If the other baseball players on steroids, I might as well get on steroids with them. Not to make up excuses from Drake, but that's what it's starting to look like. Or this reference track will put out just to start painting that picture, so people can start looking at that way too and get off with Drake Hills a little bit. So it looks like questionable. Did he leak it? Did he have something to do with the leak? It's just a crazy timing of the situation.
Everything is happening around this guy right now.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Can't wait to see what else comes from this. But until then, it's your boy Trey TV, and I'm out.